Hi, welcome to Story Time at Outdoor Gear and Skills. I wanted to talk about my first experience with a tick. So I was out on the North Umpqua Trail last night. We went about 20 miles from here toward Diamond Lake and Crater Lake in a section known as Steamboat. And Guy, Toby, and I were out riding, and there were a couple of big logs that were blocking the trail. And it took both of us to pick those up and kind of get them out of the trail. That way it was passable. It made it a lot safer because these logs were big enough that it was kind of dangerous to try to get over holding your bike. So at close to the end of the ride, we rode about a 4-mile section. We did a shuttle, so we were coming down, and my legs started hurting a little bit. And I figured that I had just, kind of jabbed it or hurt it as we were moving the logs. As we were coming back down, I decided to go take a turn off and go in and explore a section I hadn't been to because I was already 20 miles up that direction up the river. And the whole time it was kind of hurting. I didn't really pay much attention to it. I didn't really investigate or anything. It just kind of hurt, kind of like a puncture wound. So I was looking at different parts of this river that I was on. And when I got home, after about an hour and a half after the ride was over, I was in the shower, and we had been near some poison oak, so I was using cold water and Dawn to kind of wash off and make sure that I didn't get poison oak, because poison oak sucks. So my leg really hurt, and it looked like there was some dried blood. It was black, and I was kind of pulling at it, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get this blood off to kind of clean it up. And when I pulled it off, I looked in my hand, and I actually saw that it was a tick. So I kind of put it on the shelf of the shower, and it was kind of moving. Like, oh, this sucks. So I just got finished, getting cleaned up in the shower, got out, dried off everything, looked at it. And it just last night kind of looked like a mosquito bite. It was raised a little bit, but it was just skin color, and it hurt quite a bit. It actually hurt like a yellow jacket sting. It was a little more painful than a bee sting, more like a yellow jacket. About a year and a half ago, my son and I came across a yellow jacket nest when we were out hunting, and we got stung several times, and that's pretty much what it felt like. It's pretty terrible. It kind of sucked. Enough that it was bothering me last night. I was still able to fall asleep okay. When I woke up this morning, I was kind of alarmed, so I want to kind of zoom in a little bit and show you what this looks like. All right, so when I woke up this morning, this is what happened. I had a black spot here, and it was red. It was at least the size of a quarter around there. But because of that black spot, it made me think that I didn't get the head out and that it was still in there. That's what kind of prompted me to go into Instacare this morning. So I went into Instacare this morning. The doctor went in, kind of took a look at it, he asked me some questions. He went in there and dug around a little bit. He said that I actually did get the head out. The blackness that I had was just my reaction to the tick biting me, to the toxin that the tick released. According to him, only about 1% of ticks in Oregon carry Lyme disease. I've heard differing opinions about ticks and different things like that. I made a couple of mistakes. I didn't save the tick. I did what I did if I'm trying to kill a black widow or spider or something that I find in the house. I just grabbed a piece of tissue, killed it, threw it in the toilet, and flushed it. I should have kept it. I did take a picture of it, but I didn't keep it so that it could be tested. That is something I would definitely do next time. It's one of those things, I'm sure I'll probably get another one. But when I was in the shower last night and I thought that it was dried blood and I was kind of pulling at it, it didn't even occur to me that it might be a tick. I just assumed that I had punctured my leg and that it was dried blood, and so I kept pulling at it. I've read different things that talk about how you should remove a tick. Some say that you should put something over it like a hair gel or something like that, and that it suffocates the tick, and that the tick will back out, and then you make sure you get the head out. Other things say that you should use pointy tweezers and you should get as close to your skin as you can and just slowly pull that out as evenly as possible. The doctor I spoke to today said that you should kind of take it and slowly twist it. And the reason that the head rips off a lot is kind of like a bee, it's got a barb. So when it goes in and bites you, it kind of puts that barb in, almost like a fish hook or like an arrowhead, so then it doesn't want to come out. I've read other things that say you shouldn't twist it. So I don't know, I guess for me, you just want to get that out. I didn't want to mess around and take a chance that I leave part of it in there or that I'm digging around in it myself, because none of my family was home. And I didn't want to take a chance that I'm digging in there and doing some damage or thinking that I get the head out and I don't, or leave part of it in there. So I went to Instacare. As it turned out, the head was not in there, so I was okay. They gave me an antibiotic, a one-time dose that I took this morning that's pretty strong to deal with it. So I have been in the mountains here now for 4 years. I've been in the mountains a lot in Utah. This is my first experience with a tick. You know, again, it hurt like a yellow jacket sting. But when I was in Utah, we had to deal with rattlesnakes and things like that. So there's always something to deal with, but it's something now that I will be a lot more aware of. You know, if I'm up in the mountains like that, and I'm especially getting off my bike and we're moving logs, or we're, you know, checking things out or walking down to the water to dip our heads or something like that, when I get back, I'll definitely be a lot more aware of that and check that to make sure that I don't have an issue. Because the flip side of that is if you just let it go unchecked and you get Lyme disease, that can be a lot of years of miserable experience I just don't want to mess with. So I don't want to alarm anybody. I'm still going to be back out there. And as soon as this rain here stops, I'll be back out mountain biking on the North Umpqua Trail again. Leave me any questions or comments. I'll try to respond to those. And thanks for watching our video.